Hello, my name is Noah Hartz. Anyway, I had a heart attack this week, but I am doing much better now. They put a new stent, a couple of stents in my right artery and my heart, and blood flow is flowing freely now. My father is 76 years old. He'll be 77 Christmas Day. And I take after him. I'm all gray, just like my daddy. And I'm the same height as him. And I'm having the same heart problems as him. But earlier on, he didn't become diabetic till late in life, like 50 something. And now he's 76 years old. And my stepmother's taking really good care of him. Anyway, I just wanted to touch base on what's going on with me today, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.
About a year ago, we lived in a house in a small town, and I worked for a large retail establishment. I was a manager there, and I was very happy. And then, country people just started turning against us, and I'm not going to get into all that, except for that we've been thriving here in the city. We moved back to the city where we have friends and a lot of available resources to us, and we've been very happy here. We've been thriving, but I've gotten bored as a homemaker, so I try to get a little job, and I keep getting told that I'm overqualified. So this is going to be my first installment, speaking of overqualification and hearing those horrible words, "You are overqualified." Now you might ask me, how, Dove, is it possible that someone can be too qualified to make submarine sandwiches? Well, I went down to a place, and Buttercup, she's always getting on me. "You're not the star of my show." Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I went down to this little sub shop and I applied. And so then anyways, the lady calls me the next day and she goes, "What are you looking for?" And I basically tell her, I'm trying to find a job that allows me to spend plenty of time with my son, because as a manager in retail, I was working 60 to 65 hours a week, and that was just too much, and I wasn't able to spend any time with him, and it created issues. As in him whining and telling me, "You don't spend any time with me." And so anyways, she tells me, "You're overqualified." And that basically I was not going to get the job. So I was like, overqualified. I'm driving home and I'm going, how can I be I make sandwiches at home. You know, I mean, what do? You get a piece of bread and another piece of bread. And so what you're saying is that I am so qualified, I can't possibly do that. Excuse my French, but that's bullshit. Okay? Now, let's go to the next thing. I go down to the local grocery store, because they're hiring. I got a big old for hire sign. And I'm like, oh, that's right down the street from my house. I'm going to go and I'm going to apply there. So I go and I tell them, basically I've been a homemaker for the past year, and I'm used to working, and I would like to have a little job so that I could, preoccupy my time. But I didn't say that. I basically said, I love working in produce. I do. All my life, I have always wanted to work with oranges. But anyways, needless to say, the manager, he told me that I was overqualified. Apparently, you need to be really qualified. He wanted to find somebody, he actually said, who was experienced with fruit. Fruit. So anyways, I said, maybe you should hire me, because I tend to be a little fruity sometimes. Well, I try to make it funny. I said, ever since I was a little boy, I always wanted to grow up and work in produce. And he laughed. But apparently he said he had more interviews, and that, if they didn't want the job, and he found himself really hard up, and he really needed somebody, well, then he would call me. Thank you so much, Jose. I'll be looking forward to your call. And by the way, if you do hire me, I love my job. So anyway, that's basically what's been going on with that overqualification thing. Believe it or not, I went down to the dollar store about 3 months ago. And I applied at the dollar store, and I basically said the same thing. I'm trying to find a little job that allows me to spend time with my child, and that I really love working, and that I really thrive in the workplace, and basically all the stuff that I'm not really saying here because I don't even remember what the hell I said. I just basically said, what I needed to say, and what I really firmly believe, that, the dollar store establishments are the heart of America. Stuff like that. And so she says, oh, but you're overqualified. We're not looking for a manager. And I said, oh, I don't want to be a manager. I want to be a cashier. She goes, oh, you're not going to be happy as a cashier. And I said, well, how do you know that? How do you know what's going to make me happy? What's going to make me happy is if you give me a job, give me a paycheck, and let me spend time with my child. Don't give me more than 40 hours a week. I'm willing to work a little overtime, but not a whole lot. There's holidays and blackout days. Blackout days are essentially these days that you're not allowed to take off. You have the flu? Oh, you're dying of malaria? Sorry, come on in. But anyway, I was overqualified for the dollar store. And you know what? I really wanted to work there too. I like the dollar store. I mean, where else can you go and get a whole set of dishes for less than $15? I mean, you could literally get plates, soup bowls, just bread dishes, everything, a whole ensemble for a dinner party for less than $15. Can you beat that?